All right, this is going to be the last day working on this bust of Lincoln. I've just got to figure out what I got to do. All right, be right back. Okay, I'm just going to do some touching up on the face. I've got holes to fill and some areas that need to be just a little bit less indented. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. The best Thanksgivings I ever had were when I was a little kid. We lived in Rhode Island, Quonset Point, Rhode Island. My dad was stationed there in the Navy. And we lived within a driving distance of Plymouth Rock, where the Pilgrims landed. And we used to go there. We took a couple of Mormon missionaries to dinner there one time. I can remember we went to a big restaurant. We all ate our fill of turkey dinner at this restaurant, and it was a great meal. And Elder Bott, I remember his name. I don't know why I do. I always wondered whatever happened to him. But anyway, he ate his food, and then when we didn't eat all ours, he ate what we had on our plate. And believe me, they were thankful for the food that they got. I do remember we went to the graveyard at the old church there at Plymouth Rock and walked through the graveyard looking for tombstones of our ancestors. We are related to several who came on the Mayflower, and I do remember that. Yes, my family goes back a long ways in this country. I'm really proud of my heritage. I'm just filling in underneath the eyebrow because it's deep, and I just didn't take the time to do that before. I'm going to emphasize his eyebrows. I'm going to put the pupil in his eye. It just adds a little bit of actually it opens up the personality a lot more. When an eye is looking off in this direction, it lifts up the eyelid just a little bit because the pupil has a structure to it. Okay, now I've got to do the back part, and the part of the shawl that's thrown over his shoulder. I've got to figure out how I'm going to handle that. Now this part is going to be purely made up in my mind. Well, like the rest of it. He's thrown one side of this shawl up over his shoulder, and I've got to make it believable. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. Now, a lot of times these shawls would have the ends of the knit I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. The best way to do it is just do it and see what it looks like. What I'm trying to do is where they tie off the ends of the knitting, and it leaves kind of like a fringe of loose threads hanging, but they're tied off in a kind of like a little ball with the loose part hanging down from it. I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna look up shawls on the web and see what it looks like. Be right back. They'd have the loose ends of the shawl hanging down. I've got to get my right tool here to do this. And they'd be flayed out like that. But first, I've got to get the shawl under those tassels sculpted first before I get carried away with that. So I'm going to do the same texture I've got here. I wish I could have made it a little more uniform, but I don't know how to do that. I'm just doing the best I can do. All right. I'll continue doing the hair texture when I get this part done. I'm going to do basically what I did on the other side. Try to make it feel like it's a knit shawl. I probably should have gone for a cloth or cotton shawl, or wool shawl. But I decided to go this style. When you start looking at it with all this texture in that. It really gets the feeling of a knit shawl. And I'm kind of growing to like it. I don't think anybody's going to check to see if every row of knitting was perfect in the clay or bronze. This has probably got to be the most boring part of this video. I hope I'm not causing too much trouble with my music right now. I just wanted to have some Civil War band music. I don't think this is going to add much to the cost, because I'm trying to blend it in underneath the ends of the tassels. I guess that's what you would call them. It does add something to this clay. I hope. I'm sure in the wintertime in the White House, some parts of the building would be cold. They didn't have central heating like we have now. Not sure exactly how they heated the White House back then. Yeah, that really needed this on this part of the sculpture. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm getting the hair done on the top of the head where it comes off of his part on his head. The bronze will be seen from every angle, And I have to make sure I've got every angle covered. Okay, I've angled the light so you can see what I'm doing on the texturing part. This is kind of filling in all those little crevices that I built up by all the clay that I put up here. So it acts as a twofold. It gives some added interest in the bronze. It's added more to the detailing, but it also fills in crevices that need to be filled in. This is the lighter fluid I'm using, Roncinol, and I put it into a ramekin that a chef's ramekin, because it works well. I'm using a broad oil painter's brush, and I use oil painter's brushes because they don't leave the bristles. And I'm just going to go over the large areas of clay just to take down any rough areas that may have developed in the sculpting. I'll come back when I get ready to do something else with the sculpture here. Okay, now I'll do the hair. And the ears. You gotta be careful when you're doing this. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to screw up what you've sculpted. Well, that's the clay so far. I'm finished with it. All I have to do now is sign it and number it. I like the way this turned out. I've got just a little bit to do underneath here, but I'll do that before I take it to the foundry. But that's Abraham Lincoln as of today. It was a fun project to work on. All right, everybody, have a great night, and I'll wait and see what I'm going to do next. I don't know if I'm going to finish that mountain man that I started, and I just got to figure out what I'm going to do next. All right, good night, everybody. Have a great week. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really would help me. Also, check out the link below this video. It will take you to a review of my 9 instructional videos that could be very helpful to you if you're thinking of sculpting. Good night, everybody.